Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, it's kind of mixed news for Carnival today. It's happy news and it's sad news all at the same time. The first story in the news today, we recently had Carnival announcing that the first steel being cut on their brand new LNG cruise ship, another sister ship of the Mardi Gras, the Carnival Jubilee, has just been done and it's getting ready to start being built. All the excitement of a brand new ship, another Mardi Gras class ship, another large cruise ship. If you like those, great news, everyone. Hey, good news, this is happening. At the same time now, we have the very final voyage of the Carnival Sensation. Carnival Sensation has left the United States and it's on its way to Turkey. It is going to the scrapyard. It's another fantasy class cruise ship that is gone, the third one now that's been headed to the scrapyard. It's very sad. It's a classic cruise ship, classic cruise design that a lot of people loved. The older ships, loved the smaller ships instead of the huge mega ships. Unfortunately, they are also not the most economical to run and the most environmentally friendly. They're a little older, they're 20-some years of service. So they're going with the more modern LNG, which is good for the environment, good for fuel efficiency, good for the company as they can make more money on one ship than they could on the other and still have their costs even lower than it was on that cruise ship. So yeah, very mixed feelings for Carnival today where, hey, we're getting a new ship and we're losing that ship. And if you love that ship, it's a sad day. It's on its way for its final sailing across the ocean. We do have some good news though. Cayman Islands has finally received its first cruise ship in over 2 years. The Disney Magic sailed into the port this week, and yes, that's the first ship in the Cayman Islands, a regular cruise destination in the Caribbean. 2 full years since a cruise ship has set sail into that port. That's good news. They're expecting more and more cruise ships as they're revamping and they just eased restrictions for people going in and out of the cruise port, visiting the country. So yeah, a good day because another port in the Caribbean is open and more areas to go instead of just Mexico and Bahamas. Let's get more ports and let's visit a lot more places. I do have another couple news stories. Before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I'm not going to go on and on too much about it other than it doesn't cost a thing. You're not going to be spammed with email, and it really helps the channel out by telling YouTube people like cruising content and shares it to more people. And again, that's how we grow the channel, grow the community, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, Australia, there's some issues going on. We had the good news that they said on the 17th of next month, that's it, it's going to expire. You're not going to have the cruise ship ban anymore, and we're set to go. Great news in Australia. However, there is some worry in New South Wales because they haven't signed on board yet. They haven't actually said, yeah, we're part of that, we're ready to go, all set, let's do it. Queensland has, but New South Wales is still on the fence, and a lot of the businesses there are going, what's the holdup? Where's the final thing saying, yes, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to lift that ban and let's get cruising going. It's not happening. And just to show you how much that affects the cruise lines and cruise ships, Royal Caribbean said, yeah, well, we had a cruise ship going there in October for the summer season, and it's not going to go there anymore. The Radiance of the Sea was set to go to Australia in October of this year, and they say now we're going to set sail out of New Orleans and Galveston, and it'll do trips out of there from 2 different home ports instead of going to Australia. So it's still up in the air. While we have some good news there, there's still a lot of companies and a lot of businesses and a lot of travelers going, why is not everybody on board yet? Is it really that difficult for them to get together and just come up with one policy? Well, every country in the world has had different policies, from cities to states to countries to provinces, has had different policies during this pandemic. So it's no wonder that Australia and New South Wales and everybody is having the exact same issues. And finally, there's some rumors out there because Carnival has said we just might end our virtual muster drill. A lot of people will agree that one of the only really good things coming out of the pandemic as far as cruising is concerned, well, two, you get those HEPA filters, the new cleaning regiment, and also the virtual muster drill. You don't have to go stand for 45 minutes in the sun or sit in a theater with your life jacket on and waiting to do the muster drill, which is, by law, the cruise ships aren't allowed to leave port until people do the muster drill. And during the pandemic, they were allowed to go to a virtual muster drill for the first time because they didn't want people congregating in one area and they didn't want close contacts. So it made sense, and it looks like they were okay. Everybody, Coast Guard and everybody was saying that's good enough. We're okay with that. But Carnival has been noticing that more and more people just are disregarding it now, just not doing it. It's one of the most simple things in the world. You either watch on your phone or you watch on TV a quick little video on how to wear a life jacket and where your muster station is. You listen to the alarm bell in case of emergency for abandoned ship, and then you walk to where your muster drill is and you say, "Hi, I'm Don, and here's my card. This is my stateroom." They say, "Thank you very much," and you're on your cruise. It's very simple. You don't have a designated time. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to line up in the heat. You don't have to stand up for 45 minutes to an hour. It's so simple. And people just can't be bothered to do it. On a cruise ship of 1,140 people, over 400 people with 1 hour left to go before set sail time still hadn't gone to their muster drill. They had been on the cruise for 2 to 3 hours on the ship already and still couldn't be bothered to just take a walk over to the muster station and go, "Here I am." And so Carnival has said, yeah, we can't be delayed leaving port and pay fines for leaving the ports late. If a cruise ship leaves the port late because of its own fault and misses its scheduled time to leave, they can be charged extra port fees, extra time. They could be missed the line getting out. They could get late going to their first stop, depending on how far away it is. Lots and lots of things can happen that cost the cruise lines more money. And guess what? They're not allowed to sail until everybody goes. So yeah, I don't understand. I've been on, I guess, 12 cruises now since the pandemic restarted here. And only recently, I'd say starting in November, I started hearing more and more people, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. There's still some people who have not done their muster station drill, please. Blah, 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 blah." And I'm going to myself, why? The very first thing I do when I get on board is I do my thing on my phone, and I look at it and I say, "Oh, I got to go to E3. I find out where E3 is, and I walk over to it. Bam, I'm done. And now my cruise has started. I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to go anywhere. It's done. Let's get the party started. I'm cruising now." And people can't be bothered to do it yet. I don't understand. And now everybody with Carnival might start paying the price because they say they just can't keep waiting and waiting and waiting for people to just do the simplest step. Do their muster drill. They may go back to the old way, where it's easier to count people and see people and find, if everybody's supposed to be in their muster stations around the ship and they see people up in the dining hall or the restaurant or walking around the pool deck, sitting, lounging, having a cocktail, they know they're not at the muster station. They automatically know they haven't done it. So it's easier to spot people that way. And that's why they may just go back to the old way of doing it. So if you're going on a Carnival cruise, for gosh sake, do your muster drill when you get on the ship so we don't have to go back to the way it was before. I don't understand. I really don't. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.